I figure it's probably high time I make a video of this, which I thought was Prunus, but it's actually Prunus, model J-401. AM/FM shortwave recording, MP3 lyric, piece of crap, Amazon special radio that I picked up at the West Island Ham Fest last year? Or that was last year. I gave $20 for this stupid thing. I think that was probably about $200 too much, but it was like one of the only things that was there that was even remotely worth anything. There's a lot of people that will poo-poo on these radios, but I tend to think that the people that poo-poo on stuff like this are the kinds of folks who really wouldn't be shopping for this kind of thing in the first place. You know, because they know better and they should be looking for something a little bit better, and really they should just back off, because for all intents and purposes, a lot of these cheaper radios are just fine for what they are. It's something to have around in case of emergency, really. Probably not good for much else, but here's the manual. Kind of a useless manual. It is basically new in the package, which again is really the only reason why I allowed myself to buy it. It's a charging cable. So we'll set that down, get all this crap out of the way, and take a look at this cheap thing. There's no card in there. I believe that this would support recording. Yeah, it supports recording to the card. That would actually kind of be a useful feature, but at the moment I don't have a card in there. I should probably go find one. You can store a bunch of presets. I believe it said on the back how many you can store. It's a large number. I'm not going to go over the vast majority of the features in this video because it's just not really worth going through the vast majority of the features on this video. It's got a stand. Of course, your usual antenna. It uses a lithium battery. Take from that whatever you may. I would much prefer to have seen something like a like AAA's or something similar to that, because in the face of an emergency, that's probably not likely you'll have a source for charging this. So I said that it might be good as an emergency radio, but I guess that kind of undermines that, doesn't it? We'll put it on here. I think it's still got some juice. A little boot thing. Of course, it's in shortwave mode right now. Okay, so I've already found something interesting about this radio. You can see that on FM it is tuned to 76.0 megahertz. That is way below the normal FM band, and it's well beyond the capabilities of this thing. It says FM is from 87 to 108, which is your FM band, but clearly that's not 87, that is 76, so I don't know how that was supposed to work, but I guess it's there. Now, adjusting the volume is done with a control on the side, because there are a couple of controls here. There's your power inputs, a couple memory buttons, I guess, that the camera won't focus on. Hello. And their volume control. There's a headphone and an auxiliary input on the top. Seems kind of unnecessary for a radio to have an auxiliary input, but it has one. Despite the fact that this is an analog wheel, it looks like that's a digital volume control. So, let's see what we can get. I can't really band scan something like this. I also don't know if it's really normal for it to do that kind of thing. Like, you're never probably going to, well, you might. I take that back. That is normal. Well, it would be abnormal if it was like 0.05. That's not something that we have here in this country. I think overseas in Europe, they have stations like that. You can see here, I can do a scan, except the problem is that it mutes. So you can't hear anything if it doesn't actually pick something up. This is where the band is supposed to start. Quality, sound-wise, not very good.
Energy like a billion watt space, we boom in the speaker. Pas de temps, là, c'est 5 morts par année.
And what does DeepSeek have to say about privacy fears?
Well, they didn't respond to our request for comment, but the company's privacy policy states that its servers are located in the People's Republic of China.
There's a station right there, and it's not picking it up. Of course, it's also a lower power station, so that may be to be expected. Okay, it stopped on noise there. Yeah, there's a lot of stations it's not picking up. It's having a hard time with that. There should be something. Yeah, whatever. That's what you get for a cheap, crappy radio. Missed a station. Missed at least 2 stations in there.
Que ça se passe bien, que...
And smell the time and the river ends.
Yep, I guess that's it for the FM band. It's going to go all the way back up again. Maybe I'll let it do that. I wonder if this thing is going to have enough battery to last for the entire video here. Might be interesting. It does. Yeah, it's about 3 in the morning, so I should be able to get some potential AMDXing out of this. So this thing claims that the AM band is from 520 to 1710. Right now it's at 740. I don't know why. Is this not USEEK tuning? Oh, there we go. There's something.
The actual cost to produce them,
That's a
and how
local
much
station.
they're charging is.
Picked up noise. Noise. Sounds like noise. That's a local station.
Wait till the kids go back to school and see what they actually need.
Yeah.
sounds like noise. So yeah, not much. So this is not a very good DXing radio. So how about shortwave? Let's see what that can do. Sounds like a time station, maybe? I have a feeling this isn't going to find anything at all. It might not even be worth wasting the camcorder battery on it. So although there might be a few things on shortwave in this area, a crappy radio like this probably can't hope to pick it up. Of course, it should also be mentioned that there's a lot of hash generating junk in here. The LED lighting, the computer in the other room. So I'll come back if it finds anything, at least of any value, and I'll tell you all about it. Well, it thinks it picked something up, but that's just noise. Well, there's a lot of junk in it. But it is kind of able to get something. Unfortunately, it's just a Bible picture, but, you know. It's trying. Other than that, there's probably not going to be much this thing will pick up. It'll just be time signals and things like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There was one other station that tried to come in, but I couldn't get it reliably. Here, it's coming from this. Anyway, oh, there's something else that I noticed. What happens when I hit this mode button? Of course, now it's not doing it. There we go. I don't know if it's playing those images or what the deal is. I mean, you can long press that, and it's a control lock. That's kind of nice. You can directly enter frequency.
To stop. So
there is that. And of course, if you want to set a preset, remember how this works. You press and hold the preset button. And I guess that's now set as channel 5. Flashes, we'll set it to channel 2. You can see there, I'll show that again. Yeah, maybe not. Then we'll save it. So I guess that's how you do it. That's a little weird, but well, there it is. Saving presets. It also has a menu. If you long press it, you can go into a menu. But there's not really much in here. It's got a couple of different, I guess those are quality options. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean, but of course it takes you out of the menu every time you do anything with it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Wonder if this thing would actually have any updated firmware. Not that it matters. So, I don't have a TF card right now, or an SD card. They call it TF card because TF, or Tiny Flash, is not a trademark, whereas Secure Digital, or SD, is. So the Chinese can get away with calling it that. If you ever wondered what TF stands for, it stands for Tiny Flash. But in a future video, what I'll probably do is, when I get one of those cards, I can demonstrate the recording functionality, as well as the media playback functionality, because this will act as an MP3 player as well. But at least for this, as far as this is concerned, that's it for this. It's a pretty good crash course in why you don't buy things like this, because they are cheap junk, and particularly if you're buying them for things like shortwave or AM, which are susceptible to RF hash, you probably don't want something cheap like this, because just the backlight alone on this is going to generate a lot of noise. Alright, before I forget, I will go ahead and scan this manual and provide a link to that in the video description. So if you're looking for the manual for this, I got you covered. So that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you for watching. And if you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. Didn't even get to see what that said because, of course, the camera didn't adjust to it fast enough.